Um, so I went to AA today, first AA meeting, and I've tried to get into AA now. This is my third time. This is my third time trying to do AA. I can never really get into AA. I don't know what it is. I like the coffee. I like that there's the coffee all you can drink, and I drink the shit out of coffee. And I like people's stories once in a while, but a lot of times I'm bored of their stories. I'm bored. They go on and on about, and it's always, they have a certain way of talking. It seems like that once you've heard it a few times, you've heard it all. It seems, and I know that hopefully I'll change my tune later on. Maybe when I really commit to it, I'll see that I'll pass through this membrane where it's like, wow, wow, this is what it's all about, and this is wonderful, and I have everything that they have, and they're so excited about. But right now, I don't really have that, and I don't really see that I'm ever gonna have it. I don't know how I'm gonna get off this shit. I really don't. You know? And beyond that, you know what it is? I used to think that if I quit drinking, I wouldn't be a loser anymore. But you know what happens? I stopped drinking for a while, I'm still a loser. Granted, I've only stopped drinking 30 days. Maybe it takes a little longer. But I just, I don't know. The whole motivation of like, if I just don't drink, I'll be a winner, and my work will get better, and I'll make more money, and I move out, and I'll meet a beautiful girl, and I'll get married, and we'll have nice children. We'll be smiling all the time, and we'll look like people like on a dental brochure with our big, beautiful smiles and holding our children, and that'll be great. That's what I think of when I think of sobriety, a dental brochure. But it's not really like that. That's just bullshit. That is just some facade that I think. But really, it's really tough to get into the AA thing because I had a sponsor last time. Well, he wasn't my sponsor, but he was a guy that was just clung on to me out of the blue, and I just assumed he was my sponsor after a little while. And he had like three stories. He's one of those guys that got in trouble when he was wasted, and then that scared the fuck out of him. Like he got put in handcuffs, and that was it. That was all it took. And he was just totally into the whole AA thing. And he had about three stories of drinking stories, and that was it. And he would tell the same fucking stories over and over and over and over. And then he would make it sound like he was gonna tell me a new story sometimes. He'd be like, and he was kind of gay, and he had like the kind of a gay accent. He'd be like, "Hey, buddy, hey, big guy, let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something right now, big guy." And it was like a new thing was gonna come out. And he'd tell the same fucking story. When I was in New Orleans, and this cop, he was looking at me like, should I take him in right now? He was just trying to make up his mind whether or not to haul me in. That was just one of his stories that he told a lot. The cop that he was so drunk, some cop was going to arrest him. Then he had a DUI, and then there was some other story I forget. But anyway, all I know is that I got sick of hearing those stories, and I just didn't want to be around him anymore. I didn't want to do that. I was afraid if I went to AA meetings, he'd be there. I didn't want him calling me anymore. I just wanted him to think that I just left and dropped out. Because he was always calling me too, bugging me, like, hey, big guy. Hey, it's Frederick, big guy. Hey, big guy. I just got sick of that shit, hearing that big guy. But, I have to start taking this getting sober thing seriously. I really do. And I gotta start being. I just gotta start being serious about it. Like life or death serious about it. Because I'm fucking up big time. And I mean, I'm really depressed right now, and it's not just because I'm not drinking or I'm drinking. There's a couple other things like with a girl that an on and off girlfriend, and every time I get involved with her, I become depressed, and things in my head gets all fucked up, and then I have some other legal thing that hanging over me that I don't know what's gonna happen with that, and it's in Texas, and I don't want to go to jail in Texas. That's the fucking worst. I already went to jail once in Texas, and there's that. I gotta get an AIDS test. You know, there's a few things that have happened recently in the last 6, 7 months that I think an AIDS test is in order. I don't know. I'm just kind of, I don't know. Just a few things weighing on my mind right now. You know, I'm living at my parents' house right now, and that's not too bad, but it's really hard to go through like kind of a hard time and try to have a smile on your face and pretend like there's nothing wrong. And it's hard to do. I can't pretend there's nothing wrong. They know something's wrong, but they're not really saying anything about it. I don't know. I don't know really. I have no idea what's gonna happen. All I know, if I quit drinking alcohol, then that opens the doors for good things to happen, or at least I'll be able to handle all the shitty things a little bit better. The drinking is just makes me inept at handling anything. You know, it takes something that's already kind of a bad situation, it just makes it impossible to deal with. And so I have to get off it. That's my first priority. I must stop drinking alcohol. If I drink one beer, that's it. If I drink one beer, then all of a sudden I'm that's it. I'll be partying all night. I'll drink and go out and get in trouble and piss people off and make enemies, and it's not good. And it's ruining my life. It's ruining my fucking life. I've said that before. I've said it to myself before. But for some reason it didn't really register. Now 2 years goes by and I'm still in the same position I was. Still even more fucked up now than I was then. So I don't know, Max in the future. I know I'm the only one that watches this shit anyway. Nobody else is gonna watch this on YouTube. Just listen. This is second day sobriety Max talking to you. I know things are fucked up, and I know you want to drink, and I know even if you're 5, 6, 10 days into it, and I know you think you probably got it like under control again, you don't, because you're gonna turn right back into the same pathetic fuck that you were. You're always gonna become that same pathetic guy that can't handle anything, that blows his money on dumb shit, can't get his career in order, can't meet a girl that's not a total fucking lunatic that's gonna get him in trouble. You have to stay sober. Everything good will stem from staying sober. Alright? Please, I'm begging you, stay sober. And don't worry about people watching this. Nobody's gonna fucking watch this shit. It's just a place to put videos so you can watch them whenever you need to be reminded. Don't drink. And don't do drugs. Don't smoke weed.